Hi guys, please like and subscribe. I'm Chris Norwood. I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded in the history of the universe, and I'm sharing what I experienced with you guys. That's what this is all about. Like and subscribe. We are going to be ranking the studio albums by Stone Temple Pilots tonight. I've been a huge fan of this band for probably since 1996, somewhere in there, when I first started listening to the popular music of the time. And the Stone Temple Pilots were all over the radio, all over the television. I really loved Velvet Revolver, really loved all the other bands that this group is related with. So, let's just get right into it. Also, really miss Scott Weiland. He was a really great frontman in his many musical projects. And Eddie Vedder is the last one standing in the heroes of grunge. I've been kind of wanting to see where the brand new grunge scene is at. I know that it's out there, but you got to look for it. It's like that brand new disco music. Anyway, let's jump into ranking the studio albums by Stone Temple Pilots. As always, we're going to be starting with the worst and working our way up to the best. And okay, so the very worst is going to be their brand new one, who cares, because it's so boring and so bland. I usually enjoy acoustic albums. This thing was so bland and so unimaginative. There was nothing here that I could get behind. Absolutely nothing. I wish that they would give this new lead singer a chance to really show his vocal abilities and show what he can do and what he can write about, if he can write about anything. And I just don't feel like they've done it. Definitely did not do it on this album. Perdita, whatever that is, who cares? It's awful. Did not enjoy it one bit. Coming in next is going to be, and I know a lot of people like this one, as a Stone Temple Pilots fan, I did not enjoy this one. This is 1999's No 4. I got some of the strangest album titles coming out of Stone Temple Pilots. Seriously. Wow. So this one had a lot of singles, and none of them really clicked with me. Down, Sour Girl, No Way Out, Heavens and Hot Rod, and Glide. Let's see if there's any, I'm looking at some of the deep cuts to see if any of those were decent. Yeah, just for me, I had a physical copy of No 4, and just nothing there. Sour Girl's okay. I enjoyed the video. My parents actually enjoyed the video to that one. I think Buffy the Vampire Slayer was in it, right? Sarah Michelle Gellar. Woohoo! But other than that's sad when that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer being in your music video is the highlight of the record. Pretty disgusting. So yeah, that one was just a real, they have had a variety of sounds. They do change it up with each record, which I really like that. I think that's why a lot of records with them, it's either love it or hate it. We're going to get to the stuff that I love soon, I promise. I am a fan. There's a lot that I don't like. So this is going to be an interesting one. Let's see. A lot of self-titled records here. And by a lot, I mean 2. Coming in next is going to be, and I believe, let's see. Okay, so yeah, this is again going to be with their new lead singer. So 2018 Stone Temple Pilots. Again, like I said with Perididia, they're just not giving this new guy a chance to shine. This record, to me, when you get a new lead singer, especially after someone passes away, you really have to balance the new record with showing that your new lead singer is capable of doing what your old lead singer did, and then you have to, at the same time, show maybe a different side of the band. And this record really just failed on both fronts. It just felt like they were having him imitate Scott Weiland, and badly. The guy's voice is okay, I believe. I'm not even going to attempt. I don't know his name. I'm just being honest. I want to say Jeff Gutt. There you go. Thank you, Wikipedia. Without you, I would have no knowledge. Only the thousands of albums that I've listened to would be my only knowledge, and my booklets back there would tell me who and what are in the bands. But yeah, I feel like this incarnation of Stone Temple Pilots could be great and could make a record that I like. But are they going to? So far, they have not. So 2 out of 2 albums with Jeff Gutt in control of the vocals, not liking it at all. Unfortunately, I would still go see him in concert. I'm still going to follow Stone Temple Pilots, but I'm really not digging the things that they've done with Stone Temple Pilots with Jeff Gutt. I just don't understand what the idea was behind Perdita being an acoustic album. Why? You're still trying to prove what you can do with this guy. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to get into the Scott Weiland era of Stone Temple Pilots now. We're flipping the page. Turn the page when you walk into the bar with a million miles away. That's not even Stone Temple Pilots. Not. Okay. Oh, my lordy. Okay. Coming in next. This one, I actually had a physical copy of this one once too. And this is going to be Tiny Music, Songs from the Vatican Gift Shop. Now this one is where things start to get pretty darn good. Let's see. Now I did get rid of my physical copy of this one, but this does have some really great, really solid STP tracks. If you don't know, STP stands for Stone Temple Pilots. When I was a teenager in the 90s, that blew my mind. Just like when I heard Dave Grohl, and I'm like, Dave Grohl's not in Foo Fighters, he's in Same thing with STP. That was mind-blowing. I was like, that's not STP, that's Stone. Oh. Tumble in the Rough, Big Bang Baby, Lady Picture Show, and the classic Trippin' on a Hole in a Paper Heart. One of my favorite singles from the band on this weirdly titled album, Tiny Music, Song from the Vatican Gift Shop. Love that one. Love that one. And coming in, this next one's gonna be weird because it's confusing, but I did not mess up. This is going to be the 2010 Stone Temple Pilots. This one I was really excited about in 2010 when it came out, and it was really hyped up, and there was a lot on here that I really enjoyed. It was a nice departure from what they're doing. Between the Lines was really great. Take a Load Off and Cinnamon were really pushing the boundaries of what Stone Temple Pilots could be. And some of the other tracks are just really great. Huckleberry Crumble and Hickory Dichotomy. I think Hickory Dichotomy is certainly one of my favorite deep cuts by Stone Temple Pilots. So, definitely got some really great material on here. This is, we're getting into the really good Stone Temple Pilots from here on out. So that was 2010's self-titled record. Coming in next is one, I believe I have a physical copy of this. I'm not even going to run back there and get it. But this one was really special to me. This was as I started to really become a big fan of Stone Temple Pilots in the late 90s, early 2000s. This was one, as soon as I saw the video for, I think it was Days of the Week, I ran out and snatched up Shangri-La Dee-Da Strawberry, whatever this is. Awful album cover, but this one will forever be my first Stone Temple Pilots record. Had a very weird neo-psychedelic vibe to it, along with their alternative rock and grunge roots. Days of the Week. This band has transformed, and Scott Weiland transformed his image, his clothing, and Days of the Week was a real departure in terms of the discography of Stone Temple Pilots, and I loved it. I actually preferred it over a lot of the other things they were doing. Days of the Week. And the other highlight off of this record. Now, it's not a perfect record. Shangri-La Dee-Da is not anywhere close to being perfect. It's a little bit of a hard listen, but it is one that I really tried to get into, and it's forever part of my musical DNA. And part of what makes it great is I'm looking for it, A Song for Sleeping, which is a song he wrote for his son, and it was really touching and really beautiful. That's the highlight from Shangri-La Dee-Da Dee-Da. Okay, are you guys pumped up? Are you guys excited? Woo, buddy! Buddy's excited. You know why Buddy's excited? I don't know if Buddy's ever heard Stone Temple Pilots. Have I ever played it out loud? Anyway, dogs prefer jazz. If you don't know, dogs actually do not like rock and roll. They don't like pop. They like jazz. So, Buddy's not a fan of, wouldn't be a fan of Stone Temple Pilots anyway. So, top two. What are your top two favorite Stone Temple Pilots records? I'm waiting. What are they? Comment, please. Judas Priest fans, comment. I'm just saying. Judas Priest fans interact with me. And I'm not even a Judas Priest fan. Fanta. Anyway, there's two more spots. And they're going to be, ooh man, some classics. They're going to be 90s records. You know it. Man, it was tough. It's tough when you get into these two really great ones. It was almost a tie. However, coming in next is Purple, like my shirt. And let's just talk about, ooh, why did that pop up? I'm on Wikipedia, and a Stone Temple Pilots concert ticket popped up. That was really weird. So, Purple, another classic, classic. When I think of Stone Temple Pilots, I think of classic radio hits. Because goodness gracious, I don't know about you guys, but on my local rock and roll station, I only got one now, they play Stone Temple Pilots more than probably any other band from the 90s. It's constant. And a lot of the songs are from this record, Purple. Vaseline, Interstate Love Song, Big Empty. Unglued was a single, but I apparently, well, I don't know if it's a single, but it's got a clickable link. And these other songs, the deep cuts, Army Ants, Kitchenware, and Candy Bars, my second album. This record's just really great. Really great. And those songs, like I say, Big Empty, Vaseline, and Interstate Love Song, they get played insane amounts of times on the radio. It seems like every hour. And they still hold up after, what, almost 20 years? They still hold up. 16 years later, these songs are great. I love, if you play guitar, play Big Empty on guitar. Just sit down with your acoustic or even on electric and just rock the heck out to Big Empty. I'm tempted to do it now. I'll do it maybe later. Maybe later I'll do a video. I'll perform Big Empty. That's what I'll do in conjunction with this video. That'd be cool, right? Like and subscribe. I do ranking the albums. I do album reviews. I play music. My Chihuahua does stuff. I got a haunted attic. I know some aliens. And I'm bald. So, Purple. Purple is a really great album. There's only one Stone Temple Pilots album that is better. And it is, I gotta give it a big, big picture. This is the debut album from 1992, Stone Temple Pilots Core. And this thing, when I'm talking about classics, this is a classic album. Dead and Bloated, Sex Type Thing, Wicked Garden. They could have just had those 3 tracks on here, and it's just epic. The No Memory instrumental is decent. Sin, Naked Sunday. Scott Weiland is really obsessed with days of the week. Tuesdays, Sundays, all kinds of days. Creep, Piece of Pie, Plush, Wet My Bed, Cracker Man, Where the River Goes. Even when I was a little kid in elementary school listening to 90s country with my parents, I knew these songs. They were everywhere. They were inescapable. They were insanely popular, and they were insanely good. All of them came out, oddly enough, they come out after the album for some reason. That's really strange. I guess things were done differently back in the 90s, but all the singles came out way after the album came out, which is weird. But this is definitively my favorite Stone Temple Pilots. STP. Definitively STP's best album ever. Really great. They were trying to revive the album-oriented music of the 70s, which you can really hear. The main theme of the album being, and I'm kind of just skimming Wikipedia here, humanity being confused and distraught, and of course there's the obvious rallying against organized religion and freedom, human rights, feeling comfortable, and attracting to certain portions of the spectrum of life. And it's a really great album. I kind of want to go back to some of these Stone Temple Pilots records that I was a little bit harsh about, and maybe see. I actually was very happy with another band. It was actually Blink-182. I hated their 2019 album 9, and I recently went back and revisited it, and it's not that bad. It's not as bad as I thought. You just, sometimes with music, you have to be in the right mood. I know when trying to listen to all my top 230 artists, listening to their entire studio discographies, I kept skipping Pink Floyd over and over and over. I kept skipping The Cure over and over and over. Some bands, and Stone Temple Pilots are one of them, some bands, you have to be in the right mood. You have to want to taste the right flavors, and sometimes you need to be in a bad mood to listen to certain bands. And Stone Temple Pilots are definitely one of those bands for me. I have to be really wanting to hear them, and I have to be in a certain mood where it clicks. This has been Ranking the Studio Albums. Please like and subscribe, as I'm the smallest little YouTuber out here struggling with my 16 wonderful subscribers. Not making any money, but I'm having the time of my life. So thank you so much. You guys stay tuned. Like I said, I might be doing a cover of Stone Temple Pilots' Big Empty. One of my favorite songs ever to play on guitar. So you guys will get to see that soon. Thank you. Like and subscribe. See you later. Bye. Is this thing off?